Well, first of all, I've always made it very clear that I never wanted to do This Is Your Life. It was something I just felt I don't want to do. I'd be embarrassed, you know. And I was at the time rehearsing The Constant Wife. Ed Hall was directing. Wonderful cast, and we were in a rehearsal room quite near Bill's office and our home, because it's all in sort of 1 mile radius. And I remember we were told we were going to be doing some publicity things and that a film crew were coming. So we stopped rehearsals and we were all sitting on the rehearsal sofas, and in they walked, and Michael Aspel was there. And I remember thinking, oh, that's nice, someone's going to have This Is Your Life done. You know, they kept that quiet. And then suddenly I found he was walking over to me, and I thought, oh no, 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 this is me. So all those thoughts, because you've always said you don't want to do it, are in your head, and I was thinking, what am I going to do? And I know, because I've done other people's, and I've watched Bill help other people put shows together, how much work goes into it. And so Michael, you know, came in front of me and said, Jenny Seagrove, it's Michael Aspel, This Is Your Life. And I remember that awful moment when I went, oh dear, I don't know exactly what I said. I said, I've never really wanted to do this. I really don't. And then I remember pausing and saying, but I know what goes into it. And so basically I went for a walk with Bill. I never have a go at Bill, so I wouldn't have said to him, what have you done? You know, I think we'll have just talked it through, just, you know, quite calmly. But I certainly had not an inkling going into that day. And looking back, he'd been behaving quite strangely. And I thought, what are you up to? What are you doing? You know, and your mind goes all over the place. Because you catch people out and you think, no, you're not, you know, you can't be behaving badly, you know, because we've got a good relationship. So you do think, well, what is going on? But it didn't occur to me, not for a second. I don't remember much about that walk, but I do remember him being very reassuring and saying, you will love it. Now, as it happens, I said yes, plucked up my courage, and you get whisked off to the studios where you get kept separately from everybody, a bit of makeup and a bit of zhuzh and this, that and the other. And I had the best day of my life. It was amazing. And all these extraordinary people and wonderful people and my family and people turned up and said really nice things about me. And it was like I was standing outside myself going, who are they talking about? It was very silly, because nobody ever says, oh, you're a right pig. They all say, oh, you're marvellous, thank you. And you really think, well, they're not talking about me. It's quite hilarious. But it was amazing and I loved it, and I'm so glad I did it. I remember thinking, I bet my aunts are in the audience, I bet my friends are there. I had no idea who the guests would be. Obviously I knew Bill would be one, and I'd hoped that my dog would be one. My dog came on because she was the love of my life. You couldn't not have my dog on there. But of course, bless her, she hadn't really been in a television studio, so they had to get a biscuit or two to get her through the door. But she came on, she was wonderful. I remember Martin Shaw was there because he's a dear friend and we'd worked together, and Billy Friedkin. I did a film, we got on really well, but who would have thought that Billy would have taken the time to do an interview for my This Is Your Life? I mean, I was amazed. Barbara Taylor Bradford, I understand, because we were very close on A Woman of Substance, and, you know, I know it was important to her, and we stayed friends. But I'd never have imagined that Billy Friedkin would have done something. It was like, wow, you know, that's amazing. You know, I'm terribly humble. I'm just little me. It sounds pathetic to say that, but, you know, when Bill sometimes says about his life, he thinks he's never achieved anything, and one day he'll grow up and start achieving it, and I just laugh at him. But I know that feeling, because you look at yourself and you think, well, what have I ever really done? And you look at what other people achieve and you go, gosh, they've done these amazing careers, and you know, I'm okay, I've kept working, but you don't really see your own career in a way that maybe other people see it. Another extraordinary left field surprise was Andrew Lloyd Webber coming on paying me tribute. It's like, because I have played practically every theatre in the West End that's a playhouse. I think there's one I haven't played. And he basically came in and just sort of said nice things about my theatre career. And I was like, ooh, this isn't me, who are they talking about? Is that nonsense again going through your head? you really, you don't expect it. You don't understand that people are being so generous about you because you don't have that image of yourself. So it's a really hard thing to explain. And it sounds really sort of naff, but it's true. And they got the animals in with Virginia McKenna, darling Ginny, who has been just an icon for me. She's the most amazing woman, wonderful actress, but an inspiration in my life with the work she does with the Born Free Foundation, of which I'm a trustee, but, you know, that came after. And, you know, people like that, Hayley Mills, who I toured with and led astray with bottles of red wine, just dear friends, you know, lovely. I'm just blessed to have had some amazing people in my life. And I so hoped that my nieces and my brother and his wife would have flown in from Australia, and I sort of thought that would be one wish too many. And in fact what happened is they played me because they showed some film of them, and I thought, oh, that's it, they're not coming. And then they came at the very end, and it was heaven. There they were. I was really gobsmacked. To be chosen was an honour. Of course it was. And to be honest, I wish they still did it. I think it was a really nice thing to do. I think it would be lovely for someone to pick it up again and run with it again and do it, because some of the shows were really, really nice. You know, you got to see people, you got to see a bit about their background and their families, and they were just feel-good shows. It's something else. I felt like a princess. I felt terribly embarrassed about it all, but I felt like a princess. I can't explain it. It was really weird and quite wonderful, and I literally had the most marvellous day. And I'm so glad I didn't talk myself out of it.